If you're new here, hi, my name is Bonnie Perez, and this is my vlog to get under 150 pounds. There are a few new people from Too Fat Too Furious. I do want to thank them for putting together the Jerusalem compilation video. It was a lot of fun to do, and it was really great to see all of our friends together for this one project. Thanks again to Too Fat Too Furious for putting in all that hard work to put that together. I know I didn't help because I put my submission in like at the last minute on Sunday, so thanks for your patience. This week I wanted to kind of respond to Jordan Shrinks' video. She made a top 5 mistakes to avoid. Sorry, there are some people walking outside, so I'm waiting for the dogs to stop barking. Jordan Shrinks, I started watching her when I was on my weight loss journey 2 years ago, and she is very inspirational. She's very she follows the common sense diet. She is a vegan, vegetarian. I think she still eats cheese. I gotta double check. But she doesn't eat meat. She lost weight eating potatoes and things like that. She came out with a video, top 5 most common mistakes to avoid when losing weight. Sorry, I'm trying to record while Mike is sleeping. He had a rough night. Well, the first one was do not only use a scale to measure your progress. As you can see, I try to use different methods. We're starting I used to measure myself once a month. I'm going to start doing that again. You see the changes, the fitness changes, or at least trying to.
1, 2, 3, go. Progress.
I do have a fitness goal of being able to do push-ups and a chin up or pull-up. So I have been trying to keep track of that progress as well, even though there's not much going on in that way. Also comparing your clothes that you used to wear and how they fit now. That kind of shows you. Also goal clothes, so clothes that you buy hoping to be able to fit in them, and then watching your progress as you start to, you know, buckle the pants or be able to pull the shirt over your belly, things like that. Those are all fun ways to keep track of your progress. They're all still slow gains to get there. So always try to keep track of your non-scale victories too. My one goal and the main reason why I had started losing weight was because I had a hard time walking. I would be out of breath when normally I would never have been out of breath. So now I can walk for, an hour, 2 hours, and the most I would get is maybe a little bit of hip pain after 2 hours. But I mean, for an hour, which is, or even, I was walking for 10-15 minutes and I was out of breath, and now that I can walk an hour, 2 hours and be fine, that's a win. So things like that. So don't just depend on the scale. It can be a little bit disappointing, especially when you're doing other things, or when you're a woman. I don't know if it's so much for men, but as a woman, your water weight fluctuates due to different hormonal things that are going on. So the scale can fluctuate. It fluctuates several pounds throughout the day. So I guess being more consistent with the scale, like how we do the weekly weigh-in at a specific time, after you use the bathroom, the same time every week, that helps. But don't only depend on that, because it'll be very discouraging. You losing weight and you eating better and you exercising is all good for you when you're overweight, especially. So don't let the scale take away from the health journey that you're on. And take progress photos, different angles from you and how you look. All just keep track of your progress so that you can see different change besides the scale. Her second point was don't look for validation from others. So I definitely have no problem with that. I actually think that I get discouraged when people start noticing that my weight is changing, and I think that has a lot to do with the fact that I always had this mentality that there was nothing wrong with me even though I was overweight. I knew that it wasn't healthy to be overweight. I didn't think that that pertained to me. I didn't think I was unhealthy, and so I thought I was fine. So I think showing that I was losing weight or making an active attempt to lose weight made me feel guilty, because it made me feel like I didn't like who I was, because I like who I am, and I think I pertained my weight too much to who I am. I mean, I had a friend in high school who called me Big Bo, like things like that. I identified too much as being overweight, so much so that I felt like if I started to lose weight, like who would I be then? And it took me until I got to my mid to late 30s to realize that I'd still be me. My weight has, very little to do with who I am. Yes, when people look at me or think of me, they know, oh yes, she is also overweight, but there's more to me than that. And so even though I am getting compliments about my change, like when I get too many, I get a little flustered, but I definitely don't look for that validation. And then in her video, she made a point that people feel uncomfortable talking about weight. So even though you want to get that response of like, oh, you look so good, or you're losing weight, like sometimes people don't want to ask because they don't know if it was intentional or not. Like in her case, they were like, is this intentional weight loss, or is she sick? Like, is she okay? But they don't want to bring that up to her because that can be a touchy subject. And so don't look for validation from other people. Just, kind of keep your blinders on and just stay focused and do you. Her third point was thinking in absolutes. So this is like the all or nothing mentality. Like, I'm gonna eat healthy. I'm only gonna eat, boiled chicken and broccoli every single day to lose weight. Like, doing these crazy crash diets and exercising for 3 hours one day when that's not feasible on a day-to-day basis, and eating like that is not feasible on a day-to-day basis, and eventually you're going to give up. Those were the mentalities that she had, and I understand, because when I was younger, I was that way too, where even though I had my dad, who was a good influence as far as diet, he would say, just go for a walk, don't drink soda, don't eat junk food. He was a very he would always try to, he didn't want me to be unhealthy, and so he would encourage healthy habits, but he wasn't there physically. This would just be like, when we have a conversation, that's a part of the conversation. So it was like, I think that's part of where my rebelliousness towards weight loss came in, because it was like, is this all you see me as? Like, a person that needs to be fixed? Like, I don't know. I know he was trying to do his job as a dad, and I know that he was worried, because when my parents separated, I did gain a lot of weight. We all did, except for my dad, because he goes the opposite route. I think he lost a lot of weight, but yeah. Don't think in absolutes. Make small changes that are sustainable and work for you. Some people can, completely change their diet, and that's something that they've wanted to do, so they're doing it anyway, like going vegan for other reasons besides health, such as environmental reasons, or animal rights reasons, things like that. I can understand if you all of a sudden say this is a good time to do that, but again, like, it's easier to do it in small steps, because it's not going to throw you off completely. You're not going to be overwhelmed by all the changes that you've made and end up regretting when you regress, because you're going to regress. Even when you make small changes, like I try to drink more water, and sometimes sometimes I still forget, but you know, I drink more water now than I did a year ago. So regardless of, you know, the fact that I take 2 steps forward and 1 step back, I still made that 1 step forward more than I did previously. As opposed to if I take a giant leap forward and then I take 2 giant leaps back because I'm completely rebelling against, you know, what I'm doing, or, you know, resistant. Like, there's a difference. Do something that's going to work for you, because and do it slowly, and it'll be more sustainable in the future. So her 4 mistake that people make during weight loss is applying value to numbers. Your value is not determined by your body. I kind of already touched on that. I would think that my weight was who I was, and so now that changes into, well, you know, I gained, you know, X amount pounds, like this is, you know, I'm worthless, this is horrible, things like that. Like, as long as you know, because I think, you know, like if you gain weight, like I know that when I gain weight, yes, sometimes it's hormonal fluctuations, but I also know that those hormonal fluctuations are giving me cravings to eat more chips and have more salty foods, which is causing me to retain more water, or you know, I decided to have less less I don't want to say bad food, but what's typically bad food, like a burrito, a torta, things like that, something with a lot of cheese, like that's my thing. And so sometimes I'll have that, and I know, don't get on the scale after that, because I don't want to feel bad, because I did want to have this. I know what the consequences are, so I know that my weight's gonna go up. I know that sometimes I put things on, put my value on the scale, but I try to pull back. So the same thing, like when I was counting calories and I realized that it was bothering my mental health, as far as like I still felt hungry even after I was going over my calories. I realized that was starting to become an issue and bother me, so I stopped doing that. I didn't want to put my health, my mental health, at risk because of the decisions I was making with my food at that time. So I stopped counting calories. And if going on the scale becomes an issue where I start feeling bad, I am going to stop going on the scale for a while. You know, I've gone now, I now feel better, so I went back to counting calories. I have a better grasp of what foods are more satiating for me and help me to maintain my calorie range. So I do go back just to check to make sure, things like that, but it doesn't bother me now like it did like back in December. So yeah, don't put your value in the numbers, and if you do feel like you're starting to, pull back. Sorry, there's no other place to record. Everybody's either sleeping or playing games, and I got my son to fall asleep on the couch, so this is what we're doing now. And the last point was, do not broadcast your weight loss journey. I agree. I do it because I saw these people who were doing it, and I kind of want to talk about that, because there's a few YouTubers who I was following who were weighed more than me, who did start their weight loss journey on YouTube, and then they disappeared. And I think Beatrice Caruso is one of those people too. She used to have a channel, and then she got rid of it, and then she started her weight loss journey over again. That's kind of what I did. I started my weight loss journey in 2018. I stopped, not because I wanted to stop recording or wanted to stop weight loss. It was because I got pregnant, and I didn't know how to continue the progress while pregnant. I felt like it wouldn't be healthy. I didn't want to focus on that at that time. Looking back now, I know that because of how overweight I was at 230. Well, I was kind of at the same weight then that I am now when I got pregnant. I could have kept on. Just because I'm overweight, I still would have been able to give him what he needed and still lose like half a pound a week or something like that, or at least maintained my weight. But I didn't, and that's fine. I don't think that anybody who's pregnant should have pressure to still focus on their weight loss when there's like so many other things going on in your mind. I don't feel that it affects me, except for the fact that I don't have time a lot of the time to post, and that kind of makes me feel bad. It doesn't affect my weight loss journey, it just affects the fact that I feel bad for people who are watching or following. You know, I'm still here, I'm still doing this thing. If you don't see me post, like, I'm sorry. I work a full-time job. That job sometimes, like, for example, this upcoming week I'm gonna be working like 2 weeks straight, so it's gonna be hard to record, edit, post on time. And then I'm also doing things like with the kids. They have like their own like doctor's appointments and things like that that I do, and it's hard to kind of coordinate all of that. And then, you know, time for me to exercise and do all that stuff, plus meal prepping and things like that while all that is going on. I don't see posting as an issue. If I gain weight, like, that'll be posted too. I actually kind of feel it like it keeps me more focused. And then I do have like some friends that kind of check in or DM me like, hey, how's it going? Like, you okay? Like, yeah, I'm fine. You know, if I mention like I'm not feeling that great, like, people can relate. Okay, I'm not feeling that great, so, you know, it's probably not going to be as, my weight loss is not going to be as good this week as well as last week. Like, things like that is fine. So, I don't know, it keeps me focused, but I can definitely see how it would stress someone out if you like broadcast it to all your family, like, hey, I'm on a weight loss journey, you know, come watch me. And then people will like say, oh, if you're on a weight loss journey, you should do this or you should do this. I'm very lucky that my friends and family, when I told them, they're just very supportive. I guess they know, like, you know what to do, go ahead and do it. And I guess because I'm not doing anything crazy to do my weight loss, like, I don't think I can sustain anything crazy. My life is very unstructured, and so to have like a structured diet and a structured thing I have to do day in and day out as far as my diet probably would not work. I just need to have a whole bunch of like foods that I know are filling and good for me and are gonna help me to get the nutrients that I need and the calories and fats and all that stuff that I need to, my macros. And then just as I think about it, be like, oh yeah, I want this today, I want a chicken salad today, I want, you know, eggs and bacon today, I want pancakes today. Like, if I am going to eat those things, make sure I have the alternatives that are better for me than to have the junk around me. But yeah, those were Jordan Shrink's top 5 most common mistakes to avoid. I am glad that she posted it, because if people are on a weight loss journey, they know how to document their progress. Because I can see how that would be disappointing. Like, even me, I don't feel like I document enough as far as like my body and the changes that are going on, because I'm so not used to recording my body. And I think that that's the same for a lot of people who are really overweight. They're not used to seeing their body and recording themselves. So yeah, I can definitely see that. I need more, like, you know, in my bra and shorts. I don't have shorts, I use Mike's shorts. So in a bra and shorts, and just like looking at the body, looking at the hang, looking at the rolls, like, and I don't do that, and I should do more of that. So I'll probably like incorporate that more. I did it during the squat challenge, but then I haven't done it since, and that's like, I think that was like November. So I'll probably do more of that. My cat's breaking the house now, so I gotta go. Thanks so much for coming on again. Thanks again to Too Fast Too Furious for doing the compilation Jerusalem video. That was a lot of fun. It's a great video, guys. Gerard and Nikki, thanks so much for inviting me to that. And then check out Jordan Trains. She's a great creator. She has a lot of no nonsense stuff, and she's very open about a lot of stuff. Like she also had skin removal, things like that. So that's pretty cool to look into. But I will see you next week. Take care. Be safe. Bye. What doing?
Do nothing.
You knocked on the cereal box?
No, want food.
I see you. I see you.
No.
The top 5 mistakes. Okay. Farrell, I can't read my notes.